good morning, and welcome to episode number 317 of Simplifying Live. With me, Shashank Singh, I'm your host and the CEO of Simplifying. I am at my dad's place, and I was going through his library, and there was a very interesting book I found. This one. It's not mine. It's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I was just flipping through it, and I came across a very interesting paragraph, and I would like to read that to you for a minute. The author discovered, through personally analyzing hundreds of successful men, from Andrew Carnegie to the Impressionist painters like Claude Monet, he discovered that all of them followed the habit of exchanging ideas through what was commonly called conferences. Rings a bell? When they had problems to be solved, they sat down together and talked freely until they discovered from their own joint contribution of ideas a plan that would serve their purpose. I found this paragraph very interesting in this book and instantly relatable because it is for the joint contribution of ideas and jointly solving problems that we decided to run the Simplifying Lab. The Simplifying Lab, we've held 6 editions of it till date with hundreds of participants in all who have benefited, and it's been focused on airline marketers. And we realized that the number one thing that amazes people is, wow, people have their guards down and they are freely discussing issues and challenges with each other, because guess what? Wisdom in very interesting books also talks about men and women, of course, solving problems together. How often do you go to a conference where you're just sitting amongst thousands of people listening to one presentation? How often do you then get to interact with that speaker, or for that matter, your peers? Most of the time in large conferences, you're just surrounded by vendors or people who are seeking jobs. It's just hard. I mean, the original intent of the conference is stated right here in the book, to freely discuss ideas and to jointly solve each other's challenges, not just your own. That's exactly what the lab is doing. And that is why we have decided to partner with Apex and Joe Leader to launch the world's first lab for chief marketing officers and chief digital officers at airlines. It will be held in September, in the last week of September. I believe it is the 24th of September or the 23rd, the Sunday, that we will be holding this lab in Boston along with Apex, where we want to have the top marketing people and the top digital people sitting in the same room, spending a day together, listening to one another, and solving problems that all of them face. It's not just about problems that one airline faces, but all the airlines face. And why CMOs and CDOs? We realize that with the recent rise of the CDO and not necessarily the CIO, it's a very different role with very different responsibilities. And it is time that chief marketing officers and chief digital officers spoke with each other rather than going around each other. And that is why we are hosting this lab. It's invite only. It's very exclusive. Click on the link at the end of my talk in the description to seek your invitation. And we are very excited because we want to go back to the roots and go back to the original meaning of a conference, which was to jointly solve challenges and freely discuss ideas. I promise there will be no slides at this lab as well. I hope to see you there, and I thought I'll share why exactly is it that we organize our Simplifying Labs. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll catch you tomorrow. Till then, have a great one. Bye-bye.